Hi guys, welcome back to another video. And it's been a while, but that is because I've been contemplating on something very interesting, and that is where this video is all about. It's gonna be about, you might have saw it in the thumbnail, but I'm planning a turbo upgrade for my Golf GTE. It could be a pretty good next step, yeah, to find out what a turbo upgrade will do to the platform, and maybe more people will follow. So this video is a pretty short video. I'm just gonna explain what's gonna happen and what the steps will be. In this video, I do not have the turbo yet mounted on the car. It still has a stock turbo, but let me give you a sneak peek of what's gonna happen. It's a tiny turbo, but it is pretty heavy. Now this is not an upgrade turbo. This is a stock turbo, which is in pretty good condition actually. There's no shaft play or anything. The wastegate is still pretty tight, and yeah, it comes from a Golf GTE with a low mileage. And what I'm gonna do is, since I use my car every day, this was my best option, is buy one of these used, and I'm gonna send it to a very reputable tuner, and I'm gonna have it upgraded now with some very nice upgrades. I cannot share too much information, but I can say that it's gonna be very promising. The tuner says that this turbo, well, the upgraded one with the upgraded parts, upgraded wheels and everything, will be able to deliver about 50 horsepower more than the stock one. So now, how does that happen? Because the GTE already has, well, my GTE already has, I'm gonna break it down a bit, already has 285 horsepower. The tuner I'm talking with said that he has put this turbo, well, the upgraded one, on a GTE, and he was about to extract 300 horsepower. Now you might think, wow, that's not a lot more than what I have at the moment. But he did it on a car that did not have his electric motor tuned. So that's what I'm gonna break it down, what we're gonna do. So a stock GTE has a 204 horsepower. Most of the times I have a bit more, 210, 220, but that is about 150 to 160 horsepower for the combustion engine, plus 50 horsepower of the electric motor. If you're driving full E mode, just 100% electric, you would have 102 horsepower. But if you drive in GTE mode, that is you were requesting performance. This electric boost is actually reduced to 50 horsepower, about 50 horsepower, maybe 60, but about 50% of power. Now add this to the combustion engine horsepower, you will get about 204. Now, there were these power boxes on the market that, and the tuners, there were a lot of tuners that only knew how to tune the TSI engine, and they promised 30 to 40 horsepower. This would get the GTE to about 235, 240. Those are the numbers you would regularly see, and that's actually pretty good. But the electric engine, which gives 50 horsepower, it still gives 50 horsepower. So now in the Netherlands, we have a lot of tuners here nowadays that know how to tune this electric motor. So we are able to extract another 50 horsepower, or, well, rather bring the performance from 50 to 100%, and that would just give the car already about 50 horsepower. So combine a tuned TSI engine with about 170 to 180 horsepower, maybe 190 if you have a good turbo, if your turbo is still in a good condition, and add 100 horsepower electric, you would get the same horsepower that my car has at the moment. So that is about 280, 290. Mine has 285. I think that's a pretty good number. Now the tuner I'm talking with said that he could get the TSI engine up to about 250 horsepower. Now that is a nice bump from what tuners previously were able to do. and then add 50 electric horsepower, you will get about 300. That's right. Now, since my electric motor has already been tuned to about 100 horsepower, then add 250 and you would get, in a good scenario, you should get about 340, 350. Now, I know I'm probably gonna be one of the, or maybe the first GTE owner that's actually going to upgrade their turbo. So yeah, we'll see what comes out of it. If the car will drive properly, if the torque, everything, ignition, fueling, everything, if it will be okay. But is something that's very important to me is to keep it safe. I'm not looking to make the car a torque monster or anything. I really want a nice torque curve all across the RPM range. So I'm planning to keep it under 500 Newton meters, I think. Yeah, because I know that the DSG gearbox is gonna have a bit of an issues with if you go much higher than that, you need DSG tune. Now, I'm not planning on that, but we'll see what happens. Keep the torque a bit low and try to keep it as flat as possible all across the rev range. My RPM limit is set stock to about 6,000. I hope that's enough. Maybe we will raise the RPM limit a bit, but I don't know what's gonna be safe. I hope that I could keep it at 6,000, but yeah, also I will probably get a lot of questions from this. What about a downpipe? Are you gonna go sports cat, decat, or just keep the stock cat? I'm not really sure. I would love to have your input, or maybe input from some guys that have experience with the EA 211 1.4 TSI engine, tuning it. So yeah, that was it. Now, I do have to tell you that the tuner has told me, since he does not live in the Netherlands, I gotta ship it to a different country, and he said it might take up to 30 days. So I have to ask you to be patient. I would really love and enjoy if you would go with me on this journey of upgrading the turbo on my GTE. I would love to hear your input. If you have any questions, please don't ask anything about the tuner itself or anything. I want to keep that information a secret for a while until I have the turbo myself, and then yeah, we'll see what comes out of it. But I would really love if you would join me on this journey. But I do have to ask you, be a bit patient, because yeah, it might take 30 days. So yeah, what do you think? If this sounds good to you, like music to your ears, please like, subscribe, and please wait for the next video. Okay, thanks.